everyone. Welcome to Reaction Time, the show where psychologists watch and react to media portrayals of other psychologists.
Ever wonder how accurately therapy is portrayed in your favorite shows? You're about to find out.
I am Dr. Rachel Kowert, Doctor of Psychology and Resident Research Psychologist.
I'm Dr. Sarah Hayes, Doctor of Counseling Psychology and Resident Licensed Practitioner.
And together, we know just enough to ruin any and all television and film portrayals of therapy and therapists. Small disclaimer before we get started, television and film representations of therapy are often exaggerated to make for more compelling TV. So that's something to keep in mind.
And as is common in real therapy, the programs we're going to be watching and discussing may bring up themes of trauma, suicidal ideation, and other triggering topics. So please feel free to step away to take care of yourself as you need.
Hi, welcome everybody. What do we have up today, Sarah?
So on our second episode today, we are going to be watching the modern version, the remake of In Treatment. Now, last episode, we watched the original show, the first episode, and this time we're going to watch it, but I'm honestly so excited about the cast for this one.
Yes, there's a really good cast, but I'm so partial to the first one. But I Hamilton is close to my heart, and the guy from Hamilton is in this episode. It is Anthony Ramos.
There you go.
That's his name. So yes,
fantastic.
I'm excited. And who's the main actress? Do you remember her name?
Uzo Aduba.
Yeah, Uzo Aduba. There we go. So stellar cast. It's got to be good.
Oh my gosh. It's already so much more dramatically framed. I love it.
Gabriel Byrne. I see him.
That's a fun Easter egg. That's... Oof. No, friend. No.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I know it's late.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just a fucking dream, yo. It's like it's winter and I'm in the field.
Can I
holding
pause?
hands with a little girl.
Yes.
I know this is early to pause, which I feel like we've already said, and it will become canon of like the show. But can I just say, the cell phone policy is already something that like is a hot topic in clinical practice.
Yeah.
And is hotly debated. Personally, I have two phones. Hello and hello. This is my work phone. Clearly I have notifications that I need to manage later. Yep. I will get to that later. Which is the important point that I'm trying to make is boundaries. Like, I'm not going to respond to my client's texts right now. I'm in a meeting right now. And how late we answer that work phone and whether or not we have a work phone or a VoIP or like whatever, what kind of boundaries you're holding. Having a home office, we've already seen me irk about, but like having your cell phone number accessible freely to clients at any time of day gives me the heebie-jeebies.
But here's my concern, because I also was almost like, pause it. She declined the call. If you give your client your number and say, call me if you need me, or if you're in crisis, or if you need me, and then you decline the call?
Yeah.
I feel like you should answer the call.
Correct.
Okay, because she declined it the first time. And I was like, what if they're in crisis? And you clearly gave them your number. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
I'm right. She should have answered it. Okay.
I think, okay, A, she should have answered it if that's her policy. We don't know her policy, but I would assume her policy is, because it's TV, here's my cell phone number, call me if you need me. Which then, yes, the ethical answer is answer it.
Yeah. You should answer it.
Answer it.
The first time.
The first time. Gosh.
My sister or something starts to snow. I'm excited, so I catch some on my tongue.
He also has a
All of
fancy
sudden,
house.
My throat, it's on fire. It's ash. A wing from a plane falls to the ground next to us. I turn, and my sister's face, it's gone.
Everything he says sounds like poetry.
Jesus, Mamita, I don't want to tell you the rest of it. It's only going to make you
He
worry.
calls her
If
Mamita?
I worry, I worry. You don't need to
Pause it.
protect me from my feelings.
Positive.
We don't know
No.
their relationship yet. Maybe
We
we're
don't
making
know
a
their
lot of
rela-
assumptions.
Maybe it's not her client.
Maybe this
it's
is her
not her
partner.
client. Yeah. Okay. We'll just leave. It might be. I mean, Mamita does seem a bit friendly. Okay. Nicknames. Pet
Nicknames
names.
feel casual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I allowed to worry about you?
What do you
Client.
mean?
It's a client.
Hey, shit, sorry, I gotta go.
No, wait, real quick. Do some deep breathing before you go to bed. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8.
No, gracias, mamita. You're the best.
Not sure how I feel about that interaction.
Oh, I love that they're doing teletherapy.
The future.
Oh no, just emails. Jokes.
Dr. Paul Weston. That's Gabriel Byrne's character. It's very meta.
It is teletherapy.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I need to apologize to you.
To me? For what?
I shouldn't have answered the phone last night.
No, I'm glad you did. A scary dream and
What?
all.
Well, listen, in the future, you can call me off hours in an emergency.
Great boundary.
But just keep it to that, all right?
Yeah,
He
I'll
doesn't
do
like-
that.
Don't do what?
Slap me on the knuckles or whatever. Like, you told me to call you if I needed you, and
Yep.
I did.
You're right. I apologize again.
Good.
As your therapist, it's on me to delineate the boundaries that are appropriate, and I will be better at that in the future.
You know, I think I might just need a referral.
Oof.
You gotta know a good psychiatrist, right?
Sure. Well, why do you think you need a psychiatrist?
This insomnia, I just feel like medication could help.
Well, you may need medication, but after only 2 sessions, I don't feel I have an adequate picture. In order to refer you to a psychiatrist, I need to know more.
I'm gonna pause. That's not a thing for the audience who doesn't
Okay.
know that. That's not a
Okay.
thing. If someone asks you for a referral, their conversation up to this point, I can totally jive with. Understanding where the client's going, kind of processing that decision. Also, he's kind of like, if you can't give me exactly what I want with the boundaries that I want it, get out. You can interpret as socially like a challenge, or you can interpret it as symptomatic. And I wouldn't make any fast conclusions, and I would probably consider it and explore it like she's doing in a way. But you don't need more like that. If you need more information, it's the kind of information you can get in an email, frankly.
I'm surprised that she apologized for answering the phone. I was saying she shouldn't have done that because clearly she should have answered the first time. We've been over this because he called her because he needed her, because she said, call me if you need me.
Right.
And then she said after only 2 sessions, but she's calling him honey.
And he's calling
After only 2
her
sessions?
pet names too, yeah.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
between.
I guess we...
After just the introduction session, because this is before
Yeah.
this appointment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It's
boundary
kind of
pushing.
an odd dynamic. Yeah. Yeah.
Eladio, you have 2 decades of wiring of behavior and neuroses and triggers
So he's
and
20.
pathologies all tangled up. Why would that be simple? Does it sound simple? Of course not. That's why these things take time. This isn't
Said
a
no psychiatrist ever.
results-oriented practice.
Wait, is that true? Because I'm pretty sure motherfuckers go to therapists all the time seeking results. So what do you need from me to get at the heart of my sleeplessness?
Well, for starters, I need to see more of you than just a floating head
No,
in a
no, no,
virtual
no, no,
backdrop.
no, 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 no.
Don't like the coffee?
What? I need to see more of you than a floating head? What?
That's implying that teletherapy is not sufficient for her to be able to gather enough information to understand his sleeplessness, which is
Right. And or maybe she's asking for his background, because clearly he's using like a green screened, it's a black and white still. Because you can see the fan
But
blades.
is that necessary?
No.
Is that necessary?
No.
No. Yeah.
You may be sitting in front of a blank screen and this is all you ever see. And we can do therapy.
A floating head. That is an odd thing to say. Teletherapy is incredibly effective.
Yes.
I don't know why that was put in there.
Flirtation, I think. It's
okay. Do they sleep together? I don't know if they do because I haven't seen it, but if it's flirtation, you're not supposed to flirt with your client.
No. Welcome to TV.
Come on, HBO. Don't make the same mistake twice. I'm going to Google this later.
I feel like they're totally making the same mistake twice. Okay, so everything in that immediate interaction between the pauses was absolutely inappropriate. Your interest is not to see their background. Your interest is to help them feel better.
Yes. Unless you're trying to sleep with them.
I mean, there's that too.
I know I'm being kind of enigmatic. And you're not wrong.
Or irresponsibility.
Your Honor, 10 years, I've never had an
already read
incident.
your contract. That
Fuck
waiver
it.
cannot waive being
When I was in college, I was diagnosed bipolar 1.
negligent. You
And so I've been on and off
Pause
the
it.
phone ever since. And whenever
That should be on the intake form.
Accurate. This should not be a disclosure at this point. She should have already known.
3
all of this
sessions
information.
in, 100%.
Right.
Especially bipolar. It's a serious
I mean,
diagnosis.
but also it happens.
Does it?
Very rarely, but sometimes it happens. The impression that I'm getting is that the family that he's working for connected him to her or is paying for that service. And so he's very much doing impression management, which is, I have had clients turn on the TV very loud all of a sudden to share a secret, or they'll type something to me in our chat in order to prevent saying something verbally because there are ears in the home. This is the drawback of teletherapy.
Okay,
So-
I did wonder why you turned the TV on, but that makes sense.
Yeah, because he doesn't want them to, he's trying to portray that all is good. I know what I'm doing, but it's like that, you can see how much that is counterproductive to the therapy. And I appreciate him having that moment of like, he's being difficult. He was being difficult.
look, the DeMarcos are like family to me. But this it's not a diagnosis people like to hear when you're taking care of their son, so
They don't know.
There is stigma.
Fair. Yes, for sure.
And you said you were given this diagnosis in college?
yes, ma'am. So I stopped sleeping. My bipolar diagnosis came 4 days later.
I see.
That could be a misdiagnosis of grief.
Well, I can't formally speak to that yet,
Good answer.
but your insomnia makes sense to me.
Oh, hold on.
What do you mean?
Sounds like you're haunted.
What?
Okay, stop.
Excuse me?
It sounds like you're haunted. It shouldn't be. It sounds like you're grieving, or it sounds like you were in a high level of distress, or it sounds like a very difficult time for you in your life. Sounds like you're haunted.
Not the best phrasing.
It's childish. It's not accurate. It's not clinical. I don't know what it is about that. Just seems like an odd.
I think it's a writer's room choice of verbiage to indicate the continued like poetic nature of the conversation at most, but that feels like a reach. I'm never going to tell my client you feel haunted.
Right. Your insomnia sounds like it's related
To your
to prolonged periods of grief.
Yes. Correct.
Just what I feel like literally every therapist would say. Like literally everyone but her.
Yes.
Okay. Glad it's not
Just to clarify.
I know you're not my mom, but you just do things a mom should do.
That's not an uncommon
Pay
experience for
attention.
clients,
I
but
talk to you, I feel like I
Boundaries.
matter. So maybe can that be what this is between us? You know, therapy, but also like, I don't know, this is gonna sound ridiculous. Family?
It's very sweet.
I'm just going to point out that this is a behavioral pattern for him of like, she feels like family. His hiring staff feel like family. He's really bad at boundaries, and that would be something I would be immediately calling out.
Wait, what would your response be? Okay, he did just step up and leave, so that makes it a little more difficult. But what he says,
totally
can we
circle
be
back
family?
to it.
I know, but what would you say?
I would say that, I would say that, you know, I am a caretaker, I am a provider for you, but I can't be a family member for you. I know that there's a lot of attachment and affection that goes with this sort of relationship, but it is professional, and I can't make you promises that I can't keep. That's not my role in your life, and I don't want it to be, because it's not going to suit you. It's not going to serve you well. I need to be able to be objective and provide you the best care, and part of that is not being your mom. It's being your provider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great answer. And I just got the flashback of what I said last time we met, where I said, my mom says, you should be my therapist. And I say, I can't be.
Right.
Because it doesn't work that way. So yeah,
right. It's not objective.
It's about not only boundaries, but it's about, being objective. Like, I can't be part of your family.
What's the point of paying out the nose for somebody who's your mom?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what she says.
Yeah. I'm guessing what happened was somebody opened the door where he is, and so he's trying to hustle into work mode, which I've seen happen. I do sometimes,
and that's okay.
meet with people in various settings, and you know, that's part of that comes with teletherapy.
Sorry, we had a little bit of a. This was good. Seriously. I'm gonna hit you next week, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Well, a lot to unpack.
There is a lot to unpack.
I like that they showed teletherapy and brought in kind of COVID.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. There was more about the interaction between the therapist and the client that I did not like than with the OG.
Yes.
Gabriel Byrne.
They were much more classical with that interaction. I appreciated the gender swap.
Yes.
That was really nice. And it is like the vast majority of therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists you're going to find are going to be women. There's less and less men in the field. So as unfortunate as that is, women dominate the therapy industry. But it'd be nice to have more oppressed genders and men as well. I think having a variety would be really helpful, but we don't have a mixed bag. It's mostly women. But I appreciate that they pulled in some like cultural ties. It wasn't just two white people and a dude being the authority over a woman. But it was deeply problematic. But as we know, that's kind of the point of this series.
Okay.
Ethical blurred lines.
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it. There's a lot
Spoil
of
it for us.
Sleep with the therapist. Okay, they do end up meeting in person because there's a screenshot of him on her couch. Oh, okay.
Spoilers ahead, friends.
He wants to continue therapy. Quote, I have you and you're the best.
That's not
she
uncommon. Like when
say?
when the relationship hits right, they're like, I don't want to see another therapist. I like this relationship.
Oh, see, but this is weird. She asked him what his vision for his life is, and he says he wants to love someone and be loved.
That tracks.
And the therapist responds by opening up about her own struggles, her alcoholism, and her relationship issues. She may have a nice big house, but it's empty?
No. What?
Oh my gosh. She says, plus she admits, it's transference. So yes, okay, we can talk about transference. She admits that the transference he was experiencing came from her side. She was putting him in the role of the son that she gave up for adoption. Okay. So transference is when your own feelings are transferred onto your client. And that is definitely calls for referring out.
Correct.
Because you're not effective at that point.
And countertransference is what we witnessed in their first conversation of like, I think you're like my mom to me. He's imposing the role of mother onto her.
And she's imposing the role of son, I guess.
Yes.
He insists their relationship is perfect, and he blurts out, "But I love you." Yeah, no. They can't be your client. No,
correct.
No.
I mean, okay, so in a situation where there is transference and countertransference, that's no bueno. But if there's a situation where the client is like, "You're like my mom, I love you," it's like,
yes,
let's process this for a minute and see if there's actual love or if this is like a thing, and then also probably refer anyway. But then, you know, that's a conversation versus like, we have this really intense dynamic. What are we? Are we mother and son? Is this like an electrocomplex situation? Which is a Freudian concept where you want to be with your mother.
Can we pivot to I have my Freudian mug today where it says where you say one thing but you mean your mother. So yes.
And see, I just have the child coffee. That's my backup coffee once I got through my mug.
Excellent. Yeah. So it's okay to see your therapist as a familial, fatherly, motherly. I think that's very common, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I love you.
No.
Well, I enjoyed this. I don't know if I would watch the rest. I don't know if I'm compelled enough. I mean, there's a lot of television content out into the world, so I'm not sure if this would compel me enough to watch the whole thing, but I did enjoy the first episode.
Agreed.
Thank you all for being here, and we will be back soon with another edition of Reaction Time.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.